Sufism fulfills the requirement of the purity and sincerity of your intention. Purity and sincerity of intention is never the subject of Islamic law. I am saying a very significant thing. Take up the fiqh, Kutubul fiqh, Hanafi fiqh, Shafi'i fiqh, Maliki fiqh, Hanbali fiqh, Jafri fiqh, Salafi fiqh. You may take any book of fiqh in your hands and read the chapters. They will start from Tahara, Ghusl, Wudu, this and that. Then they'll come to the prayer, Salat and Som and Zakat and Hajj, and then all halal and haram. Everything religious and secular would be mentioned there. I'm telling you a very significant point. And last, there are thousands. I have delivered 100 lectures, and every lecture, every episode of 1 hour on this subject of Sufism. 100 lectures, and every lecture is of 1 hour duration. It means 100 hours on concept of Sufism. 100 hours on this particular subject. So I am closing this subject by saying, you go to the books of fiqh, the books of fiqh, the books of Sharia, Hanafi, Shafi'i, Maliki, Hanbali, Jafri, Salafi, anything. They will start from purity. Purity, from ghusl, from wudu, from cleanliness of your clothes, cleanliness of your body. Then they will start the matter of adhan and salat, then zakat and hajj and so on, onward, so far and so forth. No single book of fiqh of any school of law will discuss the matter of purity of intention. Purity of intention. No book of law will ever discuss the subject of sincerity, al-ikhlas. No book of fiqh will ever discuss the subject of closeness and nearness of Allah, achievement of the pleasure of Allah. All these subjects which deal with your heart, which deal with your intention, with your niyyah, purity of heart, purity of thought, purity of ideas, sincerity, nearness of Almighty Allah, love of Almighty Allah, your heart submitting to Almighty Allah, seeking for His pleasure, rida of Allah, the pleasure of Almighty Allah, nearness of Almighty Allah. All these subjects you will never ever see in a single book of fiqh. Maybe Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, Hanbali, Jafri, Salafi, any book. You will never see these subjects over there. And the question is that Holy Prophet says, Innamal a'malu bin niyyat. All your acts depend upon your niyyah, your intention. If every act and acceptability of every act or rejectability of every act completely depends upon your niyyah, the hidden thing, the motive, the intention which is hidden in your heart. Are you committing the act of riyah? You are doing this act to show somebody else, or you are doing this just for sake, pleasure of Almighty Allah? This is the sole criterion on the basis of which your acts are going to be accepted or your acts are going to be rejected. But you will never ever find this particular concept of the pleasure of Allah, the niyyah of Allah, the ridwanullah, Allah's pleasure, or seeking Allah's pleasure, sincerity, ikhlas of niyyah. These subjects you will never see in the books of fiqh. So where will you find these subjects? These subjects have been dealt by Sufism, by Tasawwuf, by spiritualism. And Holy Prophet says that all acts depend upon your niyyah, and niyyah is not subject of fiqh. Dependability of acts is based on the purity of niyyah. And purity of niyyah is not the subject of fiqh of law. This is the subject of Sufism and Tasawwuf and spiritualism. So it means every act which is away from spiritualism and Tasawwuf and Sufi path, that is not able to be accepted in the eyes of Almighty Allah. So Zahir, connecting Zahir and Batin, this is the only way how you get Almighty Allah's pleasure. So Holy Prophet ﷺ prepared a full-fledged group of individuals of Ashab al-Suffa, and they were specialized of Sufism. Ashab al-Suffa, they were specialized on Sufism, on spiritualism, on spirituality, and they were always busy in cleansing their inner self and developing and promoting the abilities of their spirit and soul. So this is the basic thing which we have to deal with.